Let's talk about making friends as you get older. I think that a lot of women feel isolated and like it's too hard to make friends after a certain age. I think they feel that women are too busy with their families or their kids or whatever it is, and that they don't have space for more friends, or new friends, I should say. But my comments are filled with women saying the same thing, that they feel alone, they want to make friends, but they feel like nobody out there is in a place to make friends after a certain age. That means that you guys need to just find each other, right? That the women that want to make friends need to find each other. I have to say too that in my life, I feel lucky with my friendships, but I have room for more friendships still. And I have in recent years become extremely close with somebody who I only met, let's say 4 or 5 years ago, for real, probably 4 years ago. And within the first year of our friendship, she was picking me up for my colonoscopy. Like, it got real. It became a real friendship. So there is room for that. And she has a husband and a family, and I have a career and a family. So women are happy to embrace more friends. Here is how you do it. And if you weren't aware, this channel is called Empowered Aging. The idea is that we empower the second half of your life, everything about it: careers, money, health, friendships, relationships, ageism. I could go on. So thank you for watching. So I just watched this video on TikTok that was so cute, and it was a young woman who was wearing a birthday sash and took herself out to a birthday dinner, and she said she's new in that city. She was recording herself for TikTok. I'll play like a little clip, but she was saying she didn't know anybody, so she was just taking herself out for her birthday dinner, which is really nice. Now, if she didn't happen to wear the tiara and the sash, I forget if she was wearing a tiara, but she was wearing a sash that said happy birthday. If she wasn't wearing that, she might not have been approached. So sometimes do the thing that's kind of bold and maybe a little bit embarrassing. But in this video, another woman from another table walked up to her and said, "Is today your birthday?" And she said yes. And she said, "Are you alone right now?" And she said yes. And she said, "I'm alone because I don't know, I'm new to the city, I don't have any friends here yet." And the woman that had walked over and approached her said, "Can I introduce you to my friends?" And you start making friends. Now that's exactly how it's done. Now the woman with friends had friends, right? She didn't need the new friend, but she recognized, and it's girls looking out for girls, women were looking out for women. She walked over and she did an amazing thing, and that young woman joined them. So you be that person. Be the connector, be the person that introduces people. And you never know what kind of life you'll change, but also you might find your new best friend by doing that. So that's a start. And what's following here is that I interviewed my mom, who's 81 years old, and she's at a stage where friends have passed, and they're passing more frequently. And she has to make new friends if she wants to have friends. She has to actually actively make them. Now, two things that happen both with my mom and with this young woman is that they leave the house. That this young woman would never have had somebody come up to her and say, "You want to come meet my friends?" if she hadn't left the house. And my mom, 81 years old, leaves the house, and that's how she makes friends. So I'll play the interview for you, and it's very sweet, and I encourage you to interview your loved ones just to even have their voices and mannerisms and thoughts on camera for posterity. But she leaves the house, she gets involved in a couple things, and she walks out with friends. The thing is too, is that her friends run the gamut of age. So she's 81 and she has really good friends who are decades younger and who are older. So also open your mind as to what age your friendships need to be. So if you're feeling lonely, you feel like you don't know how to make friends, or that nobody else is feeling the way you do, you're wrong. There are definitely people out there that want to be your friend. You just need to find each other. You need to leave the house and listen to my mom's wise words.
Are you taping this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Change is the law of life, right?
Right, that's what happens,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yes.
it's inevitable.
Yes, and the more resilient we could be, the better off we are. If you want to talk about meeting people, I retired and I stayed in my house for about 3 years, and then I sold it. And I moved away from my neighborhood. So I left teaching I left my neighborhood. I moved to a very nice place. It's fine. It's a nice place to live. But I didn't know anybody around here.
Right.
I mean, I still had neighbors. Still had friends, you know, that I kept in contact with. But some of them were still working, or some of them were busy with their children and grandchildren that lived in the area. Mm-hmm. And so I decided to take up knitting. And I didn't think I had any chance of being able to knit. But I walked into a knit store that wasn't too far from where I live right now. And I said I was interested in learning how to knit. And the woman who helped me got me some needles and a pattern and some yarn. And then, of course, you could go online and see all sorts of videos about how to learn how to knit. So anyway, I fiddled around with that for a little while, but then I decided to go back to that store, and I started going there on a regular basis because there were other women there who were knitting, and I got to know them. And to this day, they're very close friends of mine. You know, I care about them a great deal, and they care about me. So we meet there and knit several days a week, just for a couple of hours. Go have something to eat, you know, go grab a cup of coffee or something like that. So you build up those relationships that way. You know, new relationships, stepping outside of yourself. And because you think sometimes in your life that you've met all the people you're going to be really close to.
Right, like your core.
Yeah, your core people. Well, you haven't. You haven't. There's still very many people out there who I've met since I retired in different venues who I'm very, very close to. And we share a lot of laughs and a lot of, you know, we're making memories together, and we share our families and our, you know, just our hobbies, the things that we're interested in. Another way that I found that I have met people is by, you know, getting involved in other things. And one of the things I recommend, and I'll say this quite honestly, I don't do all of this, but it's available to me. And that is to go to the YMCA or a gym, but I go to the Y because it's close to my house. And the Y has a lot of classes you could take that are women of my age, around my age group. They have a lot of classes, and it's a wonderful way to meet women who are my age, and they're very friendly, very friendly. And it could be classes, you know, helping, you know, to develop your sense of balance or keep it developed. I don't think I'm putting that quite right.
Maintain, yeah.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Because I have a tendency to fall over a lot, and because my balance is not good. But yeah, and the water aerobics classes, those women have a great time together. And you're not only just making friends in yoga classes, you're not only making acquaintances and friends, you know, these connections lead to other getting together with other people outside of the YMCA or out of your local gym, you know. So there's so many ways where you can meet people.
Yep. Gotta leave your house.
Yes, you have to leave your house.
And you have to be sort of observant, sounds like,
you do.
as to,
yeah.
Oh, look, there's people congregating there. Maybe I should congregate.
Yes, yes. And when, you know, going for walks in the neighborhood and stopping to talk to people and their dogs and introducing yourself and putting out my hand and shaking their hand and introducing myself. You know, and I'll tell you, I never became the type of knitter who could make a sweater, or I made just tons of scarves. At a very slow pace. But I love the yarn. I love the feel of the yarn in my hands, and I love the camaraderie, the people I spend time with. I have a friend who volunteers in her area for wildlife. and she's almost 80 years old. Well, they call her, and she'll go out on rescue missions. You know, to bring a wounded animal. You know, the Wildlife Society in California anyway will take on almost any wounded animal. You know, and sometimes they need people. Oh, for example, new birds. They need to be fed constantly, and so you can sign up to go in to feed for an hour, and then somebody else rotates in.
Oh, that sounds so cute.
To feed the birds, you know?
It's like you and your birds.
Yes, me and my birds. Yeah. So there's all sorts of things if you're willing to look for them.
And you find that there are plenty of women who want new friends.
Oh, yes.
There's no shortage of women who want new friends.
Yeah, no, there really aren't. I have not found that at all. You just have to be open to it. You have to put your foot out the door and be willing to be. Maybe not everything works out, you know, but it isn't a waste of your time.
Thank you for watching. This is Empowered Aging. The idea with this channel is to empower the second half of your life. It's everything from your physical prowess to your mental health to relationships to careers to ageism, all of the above. So give us a like, a follow, and a share. It really, really helps. And check out all my other videos, and I have a lot more coming I'm very excited to share. Thank you.